Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey and that is the 2023 Cadillac CT5 Sport trim. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick tour of this very good midsize luxury sedan. Stay tuned. First things first, I want to say thank you to Matt and the team at Wagner Cadillac here in Tyler, Texas for giving me this for the afternoon to take you on a tour of today. This CT5 could be yours. Just hit up the link down in the description or head on over to Wagner Cadillac here in Tyler, Texas. Tell them GT Garage Talk sent you. But let's pop the hood on this CT5 and see what makes it so special. First, unfortunately, no, this is not the V model. This is just the Sport model. So we do get the 2-liter Turbo 4 underneath the hood of this one. And it is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, powering those rear wheels. This thing is so good, even though it only has a 2-liter turbocharged 4. I can only imagine what that V model and the V Blackwing are like. But closing the hood, we can truly appreciate the styling of what I think is the most beautiful vehicle Cadillac makes currently. I think they just hit a home run with the style on the CT5, starting up front with this very handsome front end. The proportions are just right on this. Everything works for me. I like how the headlights kind of drip into the grille here. This being a Sport model, deletes all the chrome and gives you blacked out grills. I really like it. This gets LED headlights, LED running lights, LED turn signals, LED all the things, and Cadillac's very familiar vertical running lights and turn signals. It's a very handsome vehicle all the way around. No 360 cameras on this model, and coming up front here, you can see this is just shiny black plastic. So there are a few knocks against the functionality of the design up front, but I think overall it is a very handsome vehicle, and that continues as we move around to the side. I think the side profile of this is also one of the most handsome vehicles on the road, and definitely the best looking that Cadillac has made in a while. Just a lot going right with this vehicle. We'll start down here with these Sport 19-inch wheels wrapped in 245/40 19-inch rubber. These are Michelin, let's see, what is Primacy Tour tires. So they are not Pilot Sport 4s or anything like that you would get on the higher trim performance models, but these will do a good job both in sport and fuel efficiency arenas. And you can see, we'll move up to the front. They do have red painted brake calipers. They are part of the V brake package, so they are Brembo brakes. They do have the V logo on it, even though that V doesn't mean what it used to back when Cadillac first started the V line of performance vehicles. If you truly want an all-out performance, you need the CT5 V Blackwing, because that gets the V8 underneath the hood. But moving around to the rear quarter panel, I absolutely love this design element right here. Just kind of gives it more of a fastback look, especially with the way the back of the roof comes into the trunk. It all just blends in together. And then moving to the back angle, you can see just how these taillights kind of give it a little extra width and give it a strong shoulder back here in the back. They are LED running lights, LED turn signals, LED brake lights, and you can see the brake lights do double duty as your turn signal, so some people may knock that. And then if you look right here in the center, that is your reverse light, so LED reverse lights as well. We do get a dual exit exhaust even on this 2-liter turbo model. Get chrome badges, which I kind of wish these were blacked out, but CT5, which does look a lot like CTS, but this replaced the CTS. And then we get the 350T. So this denotes the torque in Newton meters of that turbocharged engine up front. Cadillac is notoriously going to all electric. Electric vehicles are known for their torque, so that's why they went with torque numbers instead of displacement. But very interesting that they chose Newton meters, but 350 Newton meters worth of torque in this model. This does have a rather good size trunk back here in the back. Does open up very nicely, very wide opening as well. You can see the hinges do not crush your luggage, but do kind of take up some additional storage space. So yeah, it won't crush your luggage, but you also can't put anything there anyway. So anyway, yeah, this is our largest set of luggage. And you can see there is still room to spare, so it's plenty deep going back there, but it is a little on the narrow side. So you can see we've got a little rise here and rise here, although we do have an additional deep well of storage on the passenger side. On the driver's side, it's actually where your battery is. So for better weight distribution, we've got the battery back here in the back. But I don't know if you noticed when we were up front, you can jump it from underneath the hood. You don't have to jump it from the trunk. So yeah, there is the trunk area. We do have a pass-through into the cabin there, 60/40 split bench rear seat with 40% being on the passenger side. And then Cadillac gives you this handle here to close it. Try that again, to close it from the back without getting fingerprints all over the back of the trunk if you've been driving out the rain. Before we hop inside, I did want to show you the key. So this is Cadillac's new key. We saw this same design on the Escalade. It's the same as the C8 Corvette. Really like it. This red denotes that we have the sport model. Matches our red brakes. I don't know if you noticed that, but very nice. But lock, unlock, remote start, and your trunk, as well as a panic button right there. But it is a proximity key, so you don't need it because you can come right up to the door. And these door handles actually don't move. There's a pad on the back that electronically opens it. And you can see right here, there is a Cadillac logo that allows you to lock it. So you can unlock it just by walking up and pulling that pad, and lock it by pressing that Cadillac logo. This is only on the front doors, but let's get away from all the yard work that is going on outside and hop inside this CT5 and show you around a little bit inside right in here. So we'll start with the door panel. This being a sport model, we get carbon fiber here on the door. I really like it. You can see 2-person memory driver's seat up here. Your window and mirror controls right here. No power fold function. We do have a window lockout, and all 4 windows are express up and down. I like that a lot. Back here, hiding is your trunk release button. We've got a little additional storage down here. Moving over to the left of the steering wheel, a little bit of storage right here. Not really sure what you would put there. Maybe a parking ticket or something like that. Head-up controls, parking, electronic parking brake, and your brightness controls for your dash. But let's go ahead and put our foot on the brake, push that engine start-stop button, and see the Cadillac start up. Make sure our volume's all the way down so I don't get dinged for copyright. But you can see we've got a digital gauge cluster up here, that 12-inch head-up display, and a 10-inch screen here for infotainment. Let's see if I can actually pull in close enough for the head-up display. I know it's always hard to kind of capture these on camera, but it does give me my RPM, my current speed, and driver assistance on my current readout. And if I hit the info button, I can see a few different things, but I really like that sport layout. And then the gauge cluster, I really like this. Really shows you that this is built for sport. So we've got time and external temperature. Yes, it is January, and yes, that is 71 degrees. Welcome to Tyler, Texas. Engine temp, oil pressure, and then your tire pressure. You can see we've got 34 up front, 37 in the back, and my tire temperature. So when I first got in this, they were cold. This said cold. Now with it getting a little warmer outside and with me driving it a little bit, it says normal. And if I get it warm enough for track duty, it will tell me that those aren't nice and warm. Very big center tack, and then a customizable information over here on the right side that you can access different things by pushing the buttons here on the side. So you can do a lot of different informational bits here on the side using this control here on the steering wheel. And then we've got cruise control over here, heated steering wheel, adaptive cruise function, your volume, and then, oh, look at this, real metal paddle shifters for that 10-speed automatic. So yes, it's not a manual, but I like that they're real metal paddles back there, and just gives it a nice classy appearance. It is a leather wrapped steering wheel. We do have perforation here on the side. It's got a nice bit of heft to it. Really goes to the sporty nature of this vehicle. I like the steering wheel a whole lot. The infotainment, it is canted back, so you can see there is a little bit of reflection on it. GM has varying degrees of tilt on their screens in their vehicle. So the Camaro, I think, tilts forward. Cadillac models tilt backward. It really is very interesting how they design these. But you can see, yes, there is a little bit of glare on it, but not so much that you can't see it. It is very quick and very snappy. It is the old style, not the Google unit that General Motors is putting in some of their newer products, but does a very good job of just responding to your touch. And then if I put the vehicle in reverse, you can see full screen rear view camera. This one does not have 360. I already mentioned that up front, but you can see it does have trajectory, and you can turn those trajectory lines on and off. But we'll go ahead and put it back in park. Moving down, we do have a home button right there, but you also have your home row of buttons down there. Vents that do a good job of pumping out air, climate controls with toggle switches, heated front seats, and then actual physical buttons for your parking sensors and your lane keep. Down here we have drive mode, traction control, auto hold, and your engine start stop for when you are at in traffic. But that drive mode lets you select between my mode. I'm actually going to show you both screens here. So snow and ice, sport, and tour. So you can see the difference between sport, everything is turned up, engine sound, brake feel, engine shift, steering. And then if we go to tour, that's really the more comfortable. So it gives you about 50-50 there on your engine. It's not tuned all the way for comfort and convenience and touring, but it does give you a little bit of peppiness and responsiveness. But engine sound lets you know that, yes, they do pump some of that in through the speakers. Moving down below those buttons and next to those buttons, we do have a Qi wireless charging pad right there. So it does take up a little bit of room, but being that it was up underneath here, it's not too bad. We do get two cup holders hidden under this panel here. Typical Cadillac infotainment controls right here, volume knob and a dial so that you don't have to put fingerprints on that screen up there, and some shortcuts around there. Electronic shifter that is in every Cadillac product as of late, from the Cadillac that the Escalade that we tested to pretty much everything else. And you can see very easy to put into different drive modes. You do have another cell phone spot right here that is not a wireless charger, but you can place it in right there. And if you open up the center console with the button right here, it does open up towards the passenger, but allows you to get in, and there's a lot going on in here. You do have USB-A and USB-C with SD card slot and a cigarette style outlet there. So you can run a cord up underneath here and charge it and have it up out of the way. I like that a lot. The leather wrapped seats, I already mentioned, they are heated, but not ventilated. You can see they are not perforated, so no ventilation in this. They're nice. They're just good leather bucket seats, nothing too spectacular or to write home about. And we do have a little bit of contrasting stitching here on these, so that adds a nice touch. You can see the contrasting stitching here on the center console as well, and all the carbon fiber around. I really like that here on this Sport model. We get it here on the passenger dash, and some contrasting stitching up there. All the way around, a very nice look here in the CT5. And then while we were talking about the seats, we do have an adjustable thigh support here. It is manual adjustable, but very nice. Allows for taller or shorter drivers to really get that good driving position and feel. I already mentioned the driver's seat is a 2-person memory. I'm going to go ahead and look up here to the controls up above, because we do have a very large dual opening skylight with sunroof. So you can see there is a fixed in place panel here in the middle for additional rigidity, but we've got a glass panel back here in the back with its own sunshade, and then a sunshade up here in the front. I'm going to go ahead and pull that closed. You can just open the sunshades if you like, or the sunroof. But let's go back to the back seat and see what the back seat is like. So again, popping back here, door handles are fixed in place, which is no big problem. Sitting behind myself at 5'10", wow, I have got plenty of room back here. You do sit down. It is a sports sedan after all, but I feel very comfortable back here. My knees are not up in my chin or anything like that. There's plenty of room behind myself at 5'10". There's a little bit of a cutout on the back of the seat here. We do have a mat pocket on both of the front seats up there. We've got air vents, but no tri-zone controls back here. A single USB-C power outlet back here. It looks so sad and pathetic back here all by itself. And then a cigarette style lighter charger port right there. So you do get a little extra amenity back here. Because this is rear wheel drive, you do have your drive shaft running through the cabin right here. So we've got a very large hump in the middle. I can't imagine 3 people would want to ride back here for any length of time, but sitting here on the side, it is very comfortable for me. You can see I'm, again, 5'10". I need to slouch just a little bit so that I've got good headroom back here, but no matter how I put my head, I'm still touching with my hat. So it is a little tight back here. Part of that is the design Cadillac chose on this with that sloping roofline. I really like the looks. I'm not going to be riding back here so much, so it wouldn't bother me as a consumer. Tucker would fit back here, no problem whatsoever. But just something to note, again, 5'10", this is what rear seat headroom looks like. And then looking at the doors, you can see we get lock unlock back here, more carbon fiber, no built-in sunshades or anything like that, but we do get express down and express up rear windows, so I like that a whole lot. And then moving to the back seat itself, we do have a fold down center armrest. I do like how it stays perpendicular. It doesn't drop all the way to the seat, so it actually works as an armrest. And then you can fold that up. It does have 60/40 split bench rear seats that do a fold down and out of the way, but you can see here the seat belt for the center seat does stay in place. So something to note if you're putting in long items. I don't really see that being too much of a problem. It gets out of the way quite easily and nicely. And you can see the bulkhead here, so these seats don't recline like they would in some larger SUVs. So maybe that is one reason you may want to shop the XT5 versus the CT5. But that about does it for me here in the CT5 Sport from Wagner Cadillac. It's huge thanks to them for loaning this for me to show off to you this afternoon. Again, follow them, make sure that you're keeping up with them so you can see what they have in their inventory. If you want to see what we are testing next, because we're posting a new video every day this month, be sure and hit all of the buttons down there so that you do follow us, subscribe, ring the bell, whatever you have to do so that you can keep up with us. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all at GT Garage Talk. And we're getting really close to 50,000 followers on Facebook. So help us reach that number. Go find us on Facebook, specifically at GT Garage Talk. But yeah, until next time, gearheads, bye.